Hello again everybody, so today I'll be making a tier list for all the PRIFES characters that are in the game right now. However, this list might get a little bit outdated by the end of the month, since people for some reason are saying that there's like a rumor saying there's gonna be a new PRIFES at the end of the month. So yeah, look out for that, I guess. I do wonder who would they actually release for the next PRIFES, since I'm not really up to date with the story right now. But we'll see, right? Let's just wait and see. But let's just get right into this. IgorAkou, honestly, obviously an S tier, just like I said on my video about the characters you might want to get. IgorAkou, right now they're probably the best DPS character in the game, for magic damage, that is. There's also Princess Kiaru over here, who's also an amazing character, but in my opinion at least, she is not as good as IgorAkou. They basically just deal a lot of damage. They have this like stacking mechanic that gives them one stack for each buff they get, and it stacks up to 40 times. And when they have like full stacks, which is really quick to hit, by the way, they start dealing a lot of damage. I've seen them actually reach the damage cap sometimes, so yeah. Next up, Nenika. Right now, she's either an A tier or a lower S tier. No, she's not an S tier, she's an A tier. Don't get me wrong, she's still an amazing character, very useful throughout all the game really, PvP, PvE, clan battle. She basically has like this field with her ult, anyway, a field that gives TP recovery rate, if I remember correctly, and magic attack up. She also has a clone. She makes like a clone with her ult that also does all of her skills. One of them is like a stun, and the other is a defense reduction. So she does give a lot of attack, a lot of TP, and a lot of defense reduction, basically. And the stun, obviously, very useful for PvP, of course. Really good character all around. Her damage is actually kinda high for a support too, so you might see her against bosses with multi-targets. Next up, Princess Ray. Honestly, it's kinda hard to place her anywhere. I mean, she's obviously not an S tier. She might be either an A tier or a B tier. She, like, her stick, is that a word? Let's just pretend that it is. Like, her thing is doing AoE damage, and the more enemies she hits, the more damage she deals. The thing is, there are already really good DPSs for AoE damage, physical, by the way, right now, so she's not really that useful most of the time, but when she is, she's actually ridiculous. She deals so much damage whenever there are like a lot of enemies. So basically, she like specializes in boss fights with multi-targets, of course, but ones that have like, I'd like to say, with 4 or more targets. For example, there's the dungeon boss, I don't remember which one is it, but I think it's EX5, the one that has 2 like guardian statues or something. Both of them have 3 targets, so Ray actually hits everyone, and since all the targets count as an enemy, she technically is hitting 6 enemies, so her damage just like skyrockets. But those situations don't really happen a lot, so let's just put her to B for now, since she is kind of niche, but whenever role or her opportunity, she gets an opportunity to actually fight, she's ridiculous. Maybe, yeah, she's like a B, almost A tier, just because she's so niche. Okay, next up, Princess Kiaru. I guess I just said it at the beginning of the video, but honestly, she's like an A tier. She deals a lot of damage, also magical damage, single target, and weirdly enough, she also can heal, and that healing actually comes in really handy sometimes. Like whenever you're missing just a little bit of more healing, maybe someone just dies because they barely get enough healing to actually survive. Princess Kiaru actually can cover that kind of situations. She also fires her ult like so freaking frequently. I actually don't really know why. I might write like after editing the video saying why after I see her stats and skills again. I don't really remember them. I just remember she does a lot of damage. She heals for some reason. It's like a single target heal. She only heals one person. And also she fires her ult a lot of times. But again, she is not as strong as Aningrea. It's like this. The damage ceiling for Aningrea it's much higher than Princess Kiaru, but Princess Kiaru fires her ult way more frequently. I mean, then again, depending the situation, of course, if you have better teammates, or not better teammates, different teammates or units, they give you more TP. But anyway, next up, Princess Pecorine, the poster girl of the game. Honestly, I mean, what is she these days? I'm actually not too sure. I do know she's really useful for new players because she's a good tank that also can deal a lot of damage. But I'd say she's an A tier. She's actually a really solid unit throughout all the game. Not in clan battle. Okay, maybe she's a B tier. Okay, she's basically like this. She works like this. She can deal a lot of damage. She can tank a fair amount of damage. She also revives sometimes, so she's good for PvP. She also got her unique equipment that gave her a really strong buff on her first skill. Let's put her at A for now. Yeah, definitely, she can deal quite a bit of damage while also tanking quite a bit of damage. Don't get me wrong though, although she is a tank, she's not like an amazing tank. But she can still tank quite a bit. Maybe like she's really good at situations in clan battle sometimes because her revive can actually just make her survive just a long time. Like a really dumb amount of time, really. Let's put her at A. Like B, in my opinion, sounds way too low for now. And for PvP, she's also amazing. She can do a lot of damage. Okay, next up. God, I have no idea. What is it? Like Misogi, Mimi, and Kyoka. That's probably their name. Yeah. Misogi, Mimi, and Kyoka. They're kind of shit, if I'm being honest. Their gimmick is like being able to. How do I say this? Like their ult always checks if the magic defense is lower than the physical defense of the enemy, and if it is lower, the magic defense, if it is lower, the damage they deal is treated as magic damage. That way they can maximize the amount of damage they do. They still kind of don't really do that much damage. I mean, they're not actually ridiculously bad. They're still obviously very useful. They can deal good damage, reasonably good damage. They have this gimmick, just like I said before, that's pretty much what they do. They check the magic damage if it's lower or not than the physical one, and if it is treated as magical damage. Do remember though, they still deal physical damage. They don't deal magic damage, even when the damage is treated as magical to the boss. So you still want to use physical support with them to boost their actual damage. But yeah, they're also really fragile, so it makes things a little bit harder for them. Sometimes they just really die when anyone else wouldn't die. So it makes things kind of tricky to actually use them. Still good, honestly, still solid. Still reasonably good units. Okay, next, Ranfa. Another really good A-rank unit. She deals a good amount of damage because she summons a dragon that deals good damage for her. And she also reduces, she's a support by the way, for magic teams. She reduces magic defense permanently throughout the game. Also, not game, battle or fight, I guess. Always stacking, of course, stacking debuffs and debuffs on top of each other. She's good for AoE situations though, bosses with multi-targets. Because, her debuff is AoE. Next up, Misora. Honestly, one of my favorite characters in the game. She's really cute. She is also... When she came out, I actually thought she wasn't really that good. If I was making this tier list when she came out, I would probably put her at B. But these days, she actually deals a good amount of damage. So maybe A. I think she's like a low A, maybe? But what she does is she deals damage, I guess, and also reduces the magic defense. Yeah, she also has a good amount of self-healing for herself. That's basically it. But her damage is... Oh, I think the defense reduction is actually... It has like 100% uptime, so it's really nice as well. But in terms of damage, she is reasonably good. She's actually kind of above average. She can also, in some situations, at least it's what people say, she can actually reach the damage cap really... she can reach the damage cap, at least that's what people say. But you can't really do that with an auto team, you have to really manually play it really carefully and actually do things right. But overall, she's a strong unit, kinda. Relatively over average in terms of power. And that's pretty much it. Okay, next up. Oh, and also she's like single target. Kind of, for the most part. You can think of her as a single target unit. Okay, next up, Princess Yui, A tier. Really solid unit. Keeps firing her ult over and over again because one of her skills gives her a lot of TP. And also buffs magic critical damage. Yes, for herself, of course. And she's a Yui, really good on the story, really good for bosses with multi-targets, of course. I think she might be the best one. I don't really remember other characters that deal magic damage on AoE. Good magic damage, like actual DPS characters with AoE damage. So she might be the one, but then again, she's not like extremely strong. She is just strong, I guess. Really solid character, really good character to have. Okay, next, yeah, whatever, S tier. You don't really need to know anything else. She's an S tier, broken. Why is she even a thing? What were they even thinking? I don't know. I don't know. You'll always be using her like everywhere. Clan battle, just borrow one from everyone else from your clan. Yeah, that's it. Muimi. These days, nah, she's an A tier, right? She's like an hybrid for physical damage hybrid for AoE and single target damage, because her ult makes her deal AoE damage and she also deals single target damage. What's tricky with her though is you kind of have to keep giving her TP in order for her to be able to, use her ult like permanently, or else she'll run out of TP and her ult will run out as well. She used to do a lot of damage back in the day when she came out. She was an amazing character, but these days I don't think she is as good anymore. No one really uses her anymore, so I feel like a B is actually much suitable for her. Because, yeah, we have so many... I mean, so many, I say so many, but really just Summer Pecorine is kind of busted these days. But yeah, you either use a different AoE... Yeah, you either use an actual AoE character instead of an hybrid like Muimi, or you actually use an actual good single target character. So yeah, she's kind of useless these days. Still strong, but still useless. Useless if you don't have those options anyway, so yeah. Then again, I'd say she's more useful than Isagi, Mimi, and Kyoka. Yeah, maybe. maybe. Honestly, kind of the same. Let's put it like this, though. Actually, let me reorganize this as well. I'd say like this and like this. She's kind of better. Kiaru is kind of better than Yui in a sense, even though they serve different purposes. Ranfa, yes. Misora and Pecorine, yes. Okay, next up. Princess Kokoro, an amazing support. No one really uses her anymore because there are better options, but she is still really good. I mean, people definitely still use her because she has like everything. She has healing, she has CP generation, and she has buffs either for physical and magical damage. So I'd still put her at A. She is definitely really good. You can use her anywhere on any team, really. If you need TP, use her. If you need healing, use her, or more healing. If you need a little bit more attack, honestly, there are better options, but still very, very good, very solid, very nice to have. So I guess she would be here over Pecorine, definitely. Princess Hiyori. I honestly, it's kind of tough. She used to be so good back in the day, but not really anymore. I'd put her at B for now. Yeah, she basically has like a buff that's permanent, so you'd want to put her with more attack speed, right? Someone that gives her more attack speed. And she would be hitting or making more and more damage as time goes on. But these days it's really underwhelming damage. Really don't know why. And it feels really pointless to use her. She still does good damage, though. She's not completely useless. Yeah. But definitely worse than... Is it definitely? Okay, not definitely, but I think she is worse than Mimi Misagi and Kyoko. Not that I've tested it, this is just a rough feeling I'm having. Don't take this tier list too seriously, because some of these units I don't really use that often. I'm just basing this on what I've been seeing people use and what I've been using as well. So really, this is like most frequently used units, if anything. Anyway, next up, Christina, an amazing character, honestly S tier, broken. If you have her at 6-star, if you have her at 5-star or less. She's kind of shit, I'm not gonna lie. No, she like a C tier if you don't have her at 6-star right now. Below 6-star, obviously still good for beginners. She does do good damage. But when you get like to end game, like to the level cap, she is really useless. Her only saving grace is having an evasion thing, so she never gets hit if you can constantly use her ult. But besides that, like she's completely useless. Princess Hiyori is way better than her. But if you have her at 6-star, she's busted as fuck. So yeah, she deals a lot of damage. She keeps firing her ult over and over again and doing a lot of freaking damage. I think she doesn't deal as much damage as Anne and Greya, because honestly, Anne and Greya make the best magic team for single target damage right now. The best team for single target damage, I think. At least that's what it feels like these days. Whenever I want single target damage, I just use them. So yeah. Okay. Again, 6-star Christina, S tier, broken, busted, amazing. And below S tier, sorry, below 6-star, she's C tier. Don't even bother. But if you're a beginner or whatever, don't worry about it. Still really nice to have. Put it over here. I think I should have another portrait for her just for the 5-star version, but oh well. Actually, the only 6-star right now for the PRIFES character is kind of funny. Okay, Homare. Amazing support, A tier. And she should be over here, I think. Yes, definitely. She has a lot of defense shred, like a lot of defense shred. Single target anyway. She can also deal AoE damage though. I think her ult deals AoE damage. Yeah, her ult deals AoE damage. But her debuffs are only for one person, so keep that in mind. But she does have a lot of debuffs, so she's an amazing support to have throughout all the game. Except for PvP, of course, because her debuff is only for one person. Her special debuff, especially. Yeah, moving on. Hatsune and Shiori. Useless, don't even bother. But, okay, more specifically, they deal AoE physical damage. They also have a buff that lasts for the entire game. They are a little bit like Princess Hiyori over here. But the difference is their damage is really lacking. So they're really weak for some reason. I don't really know why. They're really weak. Okay, next up. Their numbers are just too low. That's the thing. Next up, La Barista. A tier. Yes. She is right now a great physical damage support. If you have her sorry, if you have her unique equipment, she's an amazing support right now. If you don't have her unique equipment, like a B. She's solid, she's alright. Nothing too special. She's like over here maybe, yeah. Without unique equipment anyway. But with unique equipment, she is A and she is maybe here, over Homare. Or maybe below? Oh. Nah, maybe over. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I like her a lot. But yeah, definitely A tier. Really great character, amazing support. And last but not least, Saren and Akino. Or Akino and Saren, I actually don't know what order. In any case, another great physical support. And they are... maybe over here, yes. Oh, I forgot to explain what Labrisa does. So she has this stage transformation thing that changes her attack pattern, and she just keeps using like a skill 1 and skill 2, but they're different skills. And her skill 1 normal skill and skill 1 during her ult got a really huge buff with her unique equipment, giving attack buffs that last a really long time, and they're really big as well. And she, I think, buffs everyone. She also deals a good amount of physical AoE damage. Not even AoE, just in general, also single target. But going back to Akino and Saren, they're an amazing support. They give TP generation for everybody, for physical damage that is. Their ult isn't really that important, so I don't really recommend using them or spamming their ult. So don't really, so you don't need to skip any animations for their skills. So be sure to let them use their skills without skipping the animations. But they also buff physical damage for everybody on the team. They also deal a good amount of damage. That's pretty much it. They're really just a really solid support character. And yeah, that's it. That's everybody. It's probably, let me revise this tier list really quick. No D tier, it's just cool. Just goes to show you how every character in the almost every character in PRIFES, it's an amazing unit, and you shouldn't really be having any problems if you have any of them. So to recap, Ames busted as fuck, Ingrea kind of busted as fuck, Christina really strong, amazing, kind of busted as well. And good, yes. Niche, of course, not really used these days, but still good. Kinda wonky, kinda weak, really weak. Yeah, that's everything. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.